Do you know your sign? Are you a Scorpius? Are you an Aquarius? Or are you an Ophiuchus?
My name's Jim Bader, and this week we're talking about Capricornus, Aquarius, and the 13th Zodiac. Welcome everyone to UTA Planetarium's Weekly Night Sky. Today we are definitely not talking about astrology. However, we will be bringing up some zodiac constellations. In previous episodes, we have covered several zodiac constellations, most of which are fairly bright and not too difficult to pick out in your backyard sky. However, there are several zodiac constellations that are not bright and quite difficult to find. When you hear zodiac, you might quickly jump to thinking about astrology. The zodiac describes an area in space. This area is a band that covers most of the plane of the solar system, very similar to the ecliptic line, or the path that the sun takes throughout the sky. The zodiac is the average of paths that all the objects in the solar system take as they move around the sun. In very dark skies, you can see what's called zodiacal light. This is seen just after sunset or before sunrise. It's caused by interplanetary dust and other particles reflecting the sun's light. So now, when someone brings up the zodiac, you know a bit more about it. Back to the topic. There are plenty of bright and easily found zodiac constellations. Some of them, on the other hand, are a little more obscure. We will start with Capricornus the Sea Goat. You heard that correctly. Someone once thought a creature with the front half of a goat and the back half of a fish was a good idea. Capricornus is extremely dim, with essentially no stars visible in most populated areas. When asked where to find Capricornus, I often just say, look to the left of Sagittarius. In reality, that's not a bad way to locate it. But if you want to look a little more directly at the constellation, you should look to the east of Sagittarius and south of Aquila. Next, we can talk about Aquarius. The water bearer is another constellation that is very difficult to find, but there are a couple visible stars you may be able to locate from your backyard. Aquarius is located to the south of Pegasus and Aquila, and east of Sagittarius. Once again, the best way to direct you towards the constellation is by using constellations around Aquarius and indirectly knowing about where the group of stars should be. Before we finish up with this episode, I need to mention one more zodiac constellation, one you may not have heard of before. The constellation of Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus? Did I say that right? Either way, this constellation is known as the 13th Zodiac, as it does lie within the ecliptic plane. Why it doesn't show up in astrology is debated. Some say it's due to precession, while others may argue that people didn't like the number 13. The sun moves through the constellation around mid-December, so if your birthday happens around that time, you might think you're a Sagittarius, but you might actually be an Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus. It doesn't matter. Astrology isn't science. That's it for this week's episode. Come back next week to learn more about what's up in your backyard sky. Hello everyone, these videos are designed to help you identify and see what's up at night. Please feel free to follow along with the real sky, but if that's not an option, you can download an application similar to the one we used to make this video. I can recommend Stellarium as a great place to start. Stellarium is a free software that's available for both computers and mobile devices. So whether using a laptop, tablet, or a cell phone, you can still follow along. Look for a link in the description.